Now, in the minutes we have remaining, I want to begin by making a special announcement. This has to do with a new prize that's been established, the Jane Hansen Prize for History Advocacy. This is a prize that recognises the efforts of a group or an individual that's advocated for the value of history, the work of historians, and or the importance of a history education. The first time round this year, we were gratified to receive a large number of nominations of people and organisations, which are those that the History Council had in mind. People who share our commitment to the value of historical knowledge, who inspire others to share that commitment. The prize certainly seems to have been seen as a valuable recognition of great work, as we hoped. The prize is named in honour of Ms. Jane Hansen, AO, whose passion for history and its advocacy is widely recognised. Through the Hansen Little Foundation, which aims to create a legacy of significant and positive change that inspires and enables Australians, Jane has provided generous philanthropic support for history and for historians in a number of organisations. I'm delighted now to announce the shortlist for the Jane Hansen Prize. Catherine Dwyer, David Waldron, Marion Littlejohn, the Melbourne Maritime Heritage Network, Richard Broome and Sue Thompson. And it's a special pleasure to be able to introduce at least to a video of Jane Hansen herself announcing the winner of the inaugural prize.
Good evening. I am delighted to announce that tonight we are awarding the inaugural Prize for History Advocacy to Sue Thompson. Sue has been an active member and long-serving president of the Lilydale and District Historical Society and of the Museum of Lilydale, now the Yarra Ranges Regional Museum. Sue has written and or coordinated the publication of approximately 40 books, walking tours and education kits for the Society. I think Sue's ongoing energy in advocating history is wonderful. As well as a respected public speaker, she has embraced current technologies to reach new audiences through two important websites. She's also been a passionate advocate of history and heritage values to the Shire of Yarra Ranges. In 2019, Sue became the local champion for the value of the history statement published by the History Councils of Australia, gaining recognition of it from the Yarra Ranges Council. So congratulations, Sue. You are an outstanding example of why I supported the establishment of this prize. As I'm sure we would all agree, it is vital to continue to raise broad awareness of the importance and relevance of history as we look to the past for answers today and guidance tomorrow. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge my dear friend, Emeritus Professor Peter McPhee. A most learned scholar and historian, Peter gives his time selflessly across many, many voluntary roles, including as chair of this council. His elegant and enthusiastic way of bringing history to life serves to educate and enlighten us all. Thank you, Peter.
It's wonderful to hear from Jane Hansen. And I'm now very happy to be able to invite Sue Thompson herself to respond to the news. Sue.
I'm not sure where to start. I'm a little more than a little overwhelmed at the honour that the History Council of Victoria and of course Ms Jane Hansen has given me. I accept it on behalf of all those people throughout Victoria who actively promote the value of history in their communities. I have been very fortunate in being able to combine my two professional loves throughout my life, my love of history and journalism. Way back in the very early 60s, I had a school assignment about my family. That started my lifelong love of history. After a brief stint in the law, I found my niche in journalism, where I spent the next 40 years working with and promoting local communities and their stories. For years, the Lilydale and District Historical Society was referred to as the Hysterical Society, which was full of old people. Haven't we all heard those words? To me, there is only one way to counter that description. be active, be innovative, and use technology to promote the value of history and its importance in our society. When in 2019 the Value of History statement was released, it was my eureka moment. It summed up to me what history is about and its role in our lives today and in the future. After gaining endorsement from the 14+ members of the Yarra Ranges Heritage Network, I made a presentation on the value of history at the Yarra Ranges Council meeting, which was referred to just before, and urged the councillors to include it in their next corporate plan as a vision statement. This request is about to be realised as the Value of History statement has been added to the draft corporate plan, which will shortly be adopted by the council. However, the lobbying or advocacy doesn't stop. Over the next few years, we must continue to educate the decision makers to include the value of history in all of their decisions. For the past 2 years, Littlejohn Township has been undergoing massive changes with level crossing removals and millions of government dollars being spent on our infrastructure. As historians, we have to accept change, but we should always try and ensure our community's history is woven into all new projects and activities to ensure its stories are preserved and told to the present and future residents. And finally, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to Margaret Bertley, who nominated me for this award. I don't know how she did it, but she also found out things that I'd long forgotten about. So thank you again, everybody, and it's a great honour to accept this award.
Sue, that's beautifully said, and congratulations again. We're in your debt, and I think you're an admirable inaugural winner of the awards. Well done.